Good morning and welcome to Smell the Coffee with Ashwin Berry and Glenora Shipura, straight after the Easter weekend. How was your Easter?
Well, like I said before, I'm a bit fluish, so that means I was doing something right
You
or
were well
something
in
wrong.
your vibes. Were you in the city? Were you in Windhoek? Did you
I was
move
in
around?
the city. We were supposed to go to the farm originally, but unfortunately we couldn't because of circumstances. But where were you? You were in the coast.
Yes.
What did you do?
Oh, it was awesome. I went to Goedrechthofen, which is at the coast, about 19 k's from the city center itself.
Oh, wow.
Like in the middle of the desert. It was really nice.
What
really
is that?
enjoyed
Is it a
It's
lodge?
It's like a
Is it
lodge
a-
with like different like houses there, that kind of thing. So it
Wow.
was really cool. It was nice. It was needed. You know,
Yeah.
the hustle and bustle of the city can get overwhelming sometimes, and you need to go to the coast for some cool fresh air. So it was good.
I totally stand by that. You need to detach, you know.
Yes, you have to press
Unplug.
reset, unplug. Otherwise, if you're always plugged in, you can get into a lot of trouble. And we have quite a few stories that happened over the weekend, and we're going to be getting through all of them on Smell the Coffee shortly.
Tourismus Namibia is a weekly tourism show that brings you the latest news in the tourism industry and topics related to that. Tourismus aims at reaching travelers, accommodation, restaurant establishments, agricultural and financial institutions. The show focuses on tourism news, where to travel to fit your budget, 4x4 drives, routes and destinations, and so much more. Tourismus is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com and cross-chat on the following Facebook platforms: the Republikein, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun and Namibia Media Holdings. Contact Tourismus at synergy.com.na for news and advertising related queries. Tourismus, bringing the world to Namibia.
All right, let's get straight into our news stories. We're starting with the latest development on the Dalai Lama story. I'm not sure if you managed to check it out, but what happened was he apologized after a video emerged showing the spiritual leader kissing a child on the lips and then asking the child to suck his tongue at an event in northern India. Now, in a statement on Monday, the office for the Dalai Lama said he wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world for the hurt his words may have caused, adding that he regrets the incident. Now, he often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in the public and before cameras, the statement said.
Wow.
I mean,
Can I tease you about sucking my
that is
tongue?
terrible, and that's a
Yeah.
child.
Oh.
I think there's no running away from the optics. You know what I
Yes.
mean? There's just no running away from what people saw. And of course, it raises a lot of questions in people's minds, which is, has this generally been his modus
Yes.
operandi? Because why would he be comfortable doing that, particularly on such a huge stage? He's not supposed to do it at all.
Yes.
But if he's comfortable doing that on a huge stage, one might ask, what is he comfortable doing in secret?
Yes.
Either way, I even shuddered as I was reading the story. You know, in the statement, they said His Holiness. And I said,
Should we be using that? Should we
it's
be
a tough
using-
one. It's a tough one to go with. We'll be looking at the developments there.
Yes.
I don't know what the positioning goes for, like, you know, the Dalai Lama, whether they get replaced. But he had some problematic statements in the past. Like, listen to this. He apologized after a 2019 interview with the BBC in which he said if a female Dalai Lama should succeed him, she should be more attractive.
You know, I was very disappointed when I read about it came
So,
out yesterday
yes,
of the
yeah.
child. And now it brings to question, you know, you are only that arrogant because you've gotten away with it
Yes.
several
yes.
times.
Yes, and you know,
And,
you've
and
been
you're
emboldened.
saying that there's such comments
Such
being
comments
said
over
earlier.
there, yeah, and
Yes.
you know that's what always happens when a situation like this comes to the public. People start digging and they
Yes.
start finding out different things, you know. So for that one, we call that sexism,
Yeah,
right?
it
And then,
is.
and here's a little dash of racism from the Dalai Lama. The previous year, he suggested that Europe should be kept for Europeans when speaking about the rising level of African refugees entering the continent.
I am so disappointed. I am very,
Yes.
very disappointed.
Had you
I
really
would-
paid attention to him like that? But I hadn't fully
I-
internalized his message.
I used to, I don't want to say I followed him, but I kind of respected him.
Yeah, he seems like a
thinking that,
beacon of
yes,
peace.
exactly. That's what I was. I would, for instance, the child stuff, I would expect that from,
Yes.
I
And
don't
of
want
course
to
now
say-
China has always been wanting to usurp him, and I think this might be the thing that gets them going.
Yeah, understandably so as
All
well.
right, okay.
Well, getting into our next story, the mother of a 6-year-old student who shot a teacher is charged with child neglect. The mother of a 6-year-old who shot his first grade teacher in Newport News, Virginia, in January has been indicted on charges of felony child neglect and on one count of recklessly leaving a firearm to endanger a child. A news release from the Office of the Commonwealth's Attorney said on Monday the child will not be criminally charged. Newport News Commonwealth Attorney Howard Gwynne said last month Deya Taylor's son shot his teacher, Abigail Zwerner, 25, on January 6 at Richneck Elementary School, leaving her in the hospital with gunshot wounds to her hand and chest, investigators said. Now, the family has said in a statement that the boy has an acute disability and was under a care plan which required a parent to attend school with him. Though he was unaccompanied on the day of the shooting, we will regret our absence on this day for the rest of our lives, the statement read. Wow.
You see what my problem is? Everyone's talking about, the child's condition, the child could have gone on this.
Yes.
But if you've ever held a gun, you don't just pick it up and shoot it.
Yes.
Guns are usually secured, so that means the child knew how to.
Yes,
exactly.
remove the safety.
To remove the safety, you know what I mean, and how to brandish the weapon and make use of it and point it. And which country was this in?
This is obviously the United
you see,
States.
and that's what happens when a country is hesitant to make such obvious
Yes.
laws. I mean, in the United States, their gun laws are atrocious, if any.
I am still shocked that at this stage they have not made huge strides in their gun reform laws.
Yes.
I am still shocked at this stage.
I mean, there was another shooting over this past weekend. There
Yes.
have been about 2 shootings and dozens in 1 year.
Yes.
I think that the thing that usually is missing from America is a mirror. And mirrors are helpful. Mirrors help you self-reflect. They help you to be self-aware. And they allow you to show up in the world with the kind of consciousness that allows you that shows that you understand
Do you
the
think
world.
do you think they're moving in the right direction by charging the mother for
Yes.
for the
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because what can you do with the child? It's a
He's a
6-year-old child,
It's a 6-year-old,
and if
yes.
it's a 6-year-old, everything the child knows comes from the parents. That child
Yes.
doesn't have a single original thought. So yes, I think the mother should be charged, but on a broader scale, I think America should really look at their gun laws.
Yes.
Of course, I think if it's an adult, yes, they are permitted to own a gun. Even here, an adult can own a gun.
Yeah.
But I do think that the general blasé attitude towards guns in America is what allows such events to manifest.
And it's truly, truly sad because, well, for instance, in this case, it was just she was shot, she was injured. But most cases, there's a lot of deaths that
Oh,
happen.
yes,
Innocent,
absolutely.
innocent children.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to swing over from the US to the UK, and the UK has decided that they want their people to stop smoking, and they've gotten quite creative with it. 1 million cigarette smokers in the UK will be offered vape starter kits, and now this is part of a government swap to stop scheme to make the nation smoke-free. And pregnant women will be offered up to £400 to stop smoking. And this is a kind of push that the government has said is the first of its kind in the world. The kits will be offered to almost 1 in 5 of all smokers in England as part of a push which is the first of its kind, said Health Minister Neil O'Brien. And this is the announcement he will make today.
Wow.
When did we decide that vaping was good? Did I miss something?
Yeah,
Because
I know you are. I don't know if we should talk about.
Yes.
Yes.
In the past I did have a history with
Yes.
with tobacco.
But would you say vaping
I
is
don't
a
think
great
so.
substitute?
No, I think the best way to quit is like cold turkey. Also, it's difficult, but it's the best way to quit or to gradually decrease. But a lot of people relapse that way. I just don't know how vaping helps. I think there were quite a few studies which
But
showed that vaping
isn't
was
that-
also bad.
Yeah, I get that, but maybe isn't that the next step?
What usually
maybe it's not as addictive as.
Perhaps, but what I've noticed is smokers who end up vapors vape. They don't then go back. They don't then leave the smoking, because what happens? Cigarette is tobacco, right?
Yeah.
Vaping is now going to the smoke now tastes sweet, and all of these things, and there's different flavors, and you can move around it just about anywhere. I don't know how helpful it is, but I think it's a good initiative
I do know somebody
to try.
who quit smoking, and they would vape occasionally, but they were not as let's say, vape smoke
Yeah,
every day. So
yeah.
there was that difference. So maybe there's that to it.
I hope they are following up with these people and then,
Yes.
giving them concrete ways to actually give up smoking. Because I also wouldn't be surprised, considering that it is a right-wing government, if one of the ministers has some shares in a vaping company. I wouldn't be surprised. It happens quite often because it's a weird solution. It's so
out
weird.
of the blue.
I can understand offering pregnant women 400 pounds, you know what I mean, to smoke. But now if you're a broke woman and you're planning on getting pregnant, you might pick up some cigarettes just to make sure that 400 pounds.
So somebody is starting to win something here. I'm sure there's a tender somewhere.
There's a tender. It's
Ministers'
giving
child,
tender. You know what I mean?
Ministers'
They
child.
like to act like it's just Africans doing it. Where did we learn
Corruption
it
is
from?
everywhere, guys.
It is everywhere. All
Well,
right.
in our next story, which is pretty interesting, a 78-year-old woman with 2 past bank robbery convictions was arrested again for a third heist in Missouri, police said. Now, Bonnie Gooch walked into Gopert Financial Bank and allegedly handed a note to the teller demanding thousands in cash. She also left a note saying, "Thank you, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you," before driving off with the cash. Ms. Gooch now sits in jail with a bond amount of $25,000. Wearing a black N95 mask, black sunglasses, and plastic gloves, she entered the bank last Wednesday and slipped the teller a note that said, "I need $13,000 small bills," according to a court documents obtained by the Kansas City Star.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
there we go. Old habits die hard is the
Yes.
theme of that.
Well, and she was previously convicted as
Yes,
well.
yes.
Apparently, she had back in 1977, I think,
Ugh.
and then another one recently in 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like her range though. She
I
was like,
do.
"Listen, let me try it in a different decade. and see
Exactly,
how I can get it done."
exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
very interesting.
imagine being robbed by a grandmother. I mean, that's
You almost want to respect her.
yeah.
No, because what are you going to do? Fight an old woman, especially in Africa? You know how we respect our elders. If the meme says take it out, just be like, I guess this is what we're supposed to do. Take it.
And what's interesting, in the 2020 robbery, she apparently handed the teller a birthday card, and then when the teller opened it, it said, "You are being robbed." This is a robbery.
So she knew the teller's birthday.
I don't know.
She
I
did
don't
her
know.
research. I can imagine that teller.
But she's very creative.
She's very creative.
She just hands you a note. "Hey, this is
Ugh.
a robbery."
So what do you do with someone like that? You imprison them for how long? What do you
I
do?
know, right? She's 78.
Yeah, maybe she's just doing what she's always known what to do, how to do. She doesn't know how else to survive, but interesting choice.
Yeah, a
interesting
grandmother
choice.
that robs banks.
But then
Wow.
there's a couple of just maybe in context. Once in a while, if you're in the shop there, an older lady might come to you with her shopping basket, and "My son, my child, I need you to just." I'm just saying, it's in the same
But
lane
did
in
you
the
see
same
that
section.
story? It was trending last year of a lady dressed in Herero attire, the traditional way, and she came out with like, I don't know, TVs and what.
Wow.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't
like
see.
underneath the
Wow!
drape of what she-
Because
yes.
I see. She
with
managed to hide
TVs
that.
and microwaves. Okay, maybe exaggerating a bit.
Yeah, but that was very interesting. It was certainly an interesting weekend. We'd love to know what you think about all the above stories. But just now we're going to head over to 80 Kronenhof Lodge in the south, and they will be joining the Tourism Expo later this month. And we're going to be chatting to Shad Kondra about what they're all about after the break.
Ohole So Nice is an entertainment show brought to you by the youth for the youth, aimed at having more young people showcase their individual identities. Making a good impression does not come easy. The nerves and the natural way youth interact when it comes to dating, well, this has changed over the years. This is a dating show that allows individuals to participate and be their own true selves. Ohole So Nice focuses on blind date, talk about that, news, flex your style, and more. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and on the MyZone Facebook platform. To share your experience or make your product or service part of Ohole So Nice, contact Zone at synergy.com.na. Ohole So Nice, because Sabawelling isn't enough.
We are are joined in studio by Tiat Konra from the 80 Kronenhof Lodge in the south, and they will be joining the Tourism Expo that's happening later this month. Good morning, Tiat. Can you tell us more about your establishment?
Yeah, good day. Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. We've got 24 rooms that consist out of the Mountain View Villa. We've got self-caterings, we've got dinner, bed and breakfast. Then we also got 7 campsites. 3 of them are communal campsites. And has a center ablution block. And then we've got 4 private campsites that has their own ablution blocks at the back of them, and each of the 2 different campsites also have their own swimming pools. We've got 4 swimming pools on the property, and yeah, we are midway between Luderitz and Seesrim on the C27. So it's a nice stopover when you in the morning in Luderitz. You can stop over here, sleep over, and then the next morning you can leave to Seesrim or vice versa. You can go to the dunes, sleep over here, and the next morning you can go to Luderitz. We also have some game here on the farm. We have oryx, springbok, kudu, blesbok, black wallabies, zebra, giraffes, ostrich, and we also have waterbucks. Yeah, and we've got the best steak west of the North Pole. Thanks.
I love the visuals, Tiat. Now, getting into our next question, you will be at the Expo again this year. What can guests look forward to at your stall?
Yes, yeah, no, we are looking forward to be again at the expo. It's always a new challenge waiting for us. Yeah, I think all the guests and everybody can see we will have some new specials down there. We're also gonna have some giveaways, and they're gonna see our friendly faces again. So yeah, please come and visit us in at the expo, and we're looking forward to meet you all down there.
All right. Why is the Expo so important to you?
Yeah, we are still new in the tourism business. We started building in 2019. So yeah, in 2020, yeah, the pandemic came. So yeah, we just had to slow down a bit. And officially opening in 2021. So that's why I think the expo is a nice place to let the locals see us, and also new agents, anybody on the street to see us, as we are new in the tourism, new lots built. And it's good to meet new people, to talk to some people that's also with us in the industry, to also hear what they struggling with, and yeah, to help each other out of all the things. And also to show the locals we are not only for the people overseas or abroad, but we're also there for the locals, and we also want to welcome them at the lodge.
Now, before you go, I understand that the Expo is quite different this year. What are you looking forward to this year?
Yeah, I think with the change of venue, it's also a good thing. They say a change is good as a holiday, so yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I think we're going to be more under one roof, so it's a one-stop place for the customers to come and see everything everybody can offer in the area, and yeah, we're gonna be one big family over there, and yeah, it's gonna be good to see all the new faces, to meet everybody again, and yeah.
We were just talking to Tiat Konra from the 80 Kronenhof Lodge in the south, and they will be joining the Tourism Expo that's happening later this month. We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.
Flex is a health and fitness show that focuses on mind, body, and spirit. Flex aims to reach all audiences that would love to focus on the health of the mind, body and spirit. The show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, Namibian Media Holdings, Sportsrec, Irongo, MyZone, We and Ewi. Flex focuses on daily fitness where we will be flexing our muscles, wellness interviews where we will be flexing our mind. For editorial and advertising queries, please contact zone@synergy.com.na.
Now, the Sisa Namanje Foundation announced financial assistance of 13 students on Friday. Now, according to Foundation Director Lawyer Sisa Namanje, it was difficult to choose only 13 out of close to 3,000 applicants. Furthermore, the foundation will provide other basic necessities like food and transport money to some beneficiaries. Elizabeth Joseph reports.
I know how difficult it is to make these selections. As she said, about 300 applications, and all of them, I have read some of them, all of them are heartbreaking stories, all of them. And it is quite very difficult to select sometimes, and maybe at some point you think maybe I can start giving each one 1,000, because some of the students simply need tax money. Some of the students don't have food at home when they come back from studies. It's quite difficult, and I just want to highlight the fact that apart from the donations that we make formally through the foundation, almost on a daily basis you get students from NAST, from IUM, from UNAM, and all over the countries, and giving out the smallest we can give to all these kids. And of course there was a requirement that people must be the well-performing students, and we are doing that so that we motivate people that your difficult circumstances must not make it difficult for you to excel. But
e-ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
This is still Smell the Coffee, and what an exciting broadcast it has been, fresh from the Easter break. Yes, indeed, I truly enjoyed just looking at what the Sisa Namanje Foundation is doing. I think
That's
it's
really
essential.
amazing. it's amazing, and also at the same time very sad, like 3,000
Yeah,
applicants for
applicants, 13 spots.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, of course, they can't control that. They can only like offer what they're offering. But, you know, maybe that's an opportunity for other foundations and other business people to come through and be able to assist these students. I ultimately believe that, you know, it pushes our economy forward. And we were talking about employment.
Yes. I mean, we're just having, I'm a little bit worried about our economy.
A little bit?
I mean, not a little bit. I mean, all the way worried.
Yeah.
So I think we need more initiatives from the private sector.
Absolutely.
We should not only we should depend on the government. I think the private sector needs to come through with internships.
And that's patriotism.
Yes,
it is.
It really is.
Yeah. And some of the stories we covered today was the Dalai Lama apologizing after a video emerged showing the spiritual leader asking a young boy to suck his tongue.
In our next story, the mother of a 6-year-old student who shot a teacher is charged with child neglect.
And 1 million cigarette smokers in the UK will be offered vape starter kits.
A 78-year-old woman with 2 past bank robbery convictions was arrested again for a third heist in Missouri, police have said.
Can't teach an older dog new tricks.
You definitely can.
Thank you very much for watching Smell the Coffee. I believe it's Diana and Ina back tomorrow.
Yes, and you'll probably be seeing me Thursday, and
I'll be back on Friday. Take care of yourselves. We certainly hope you enjoyed the Easter, for those of you who would celebrate that. And for those of you who just wanted to take a break, we certainly hope that it was refreshing. From Glenora Shupura and Ashwin Betty, don't just smell the coffee, drink it.